Folks, super achievers. This is Dr. Herbert Harris back in Raleigh preparing for a millionaire mentorship call number 327 tomorrow. And I'm doing this call because at this point, many of us are at a point in the year where we are really taking corrective action. When we assess where we are right now and we know that we're into the last quarter, we're taking, we might say, corrective action. Hey, welcome, CJ. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, we're taking corrective action so that we can make those adjustments in our thinking, in our emotions, in our habits, in our associations, those adjustments that can take us where we want to go. And so when we talk about the topic, getting out of a rut, the question boils down to, what are the adjustments that I have to make in my thinking, in my feeling nature, in my habits, in my associations to put me in that proper perspective to get where I want to go? Noella, thank you so much for joining us. And Rachel, beautiful, thank you. And so tomorrow morning, we're going to be talking about what are the techniques to get out of a rut. One of the interesting things about that we'll notice is that a rut is different from a hole. David Martinez, thank you for joining us. A rut is different from a hole. You see, when you're in a hole, the first thing you got to do is stop digging. But in a rut, the rut lets you know it's really designed to be temporary. In other words, it has a beginning and an end. A hole may not. And so when you look at being in a rut, the question has to be, what do I have to do to change my situation to get out of this rut? If I know it has a beginning and an end, then what do I need to do? What's my thought process? What's my action process to change my life, to change my thinking, to change my feelings, to change my habits, to change my associations? So we're going to go into this in depth tomorrow morning. But number one, be sure to join us on Facebook Live and look at the link that goes along with this video, because that link is our new Facebook page. It won't be on this page, on my personal page, but it will be on our Millionaire Mentorship Show page, which is, of course, facebook.com/Dr. Success Man. That's /DR Success Man. Facebook.com/Dr. Success Man. So just a couple more tips about what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. How do you get out of this rut? Well, number one, there are basically 4 ways to approach that rut. And the first one is to really, as they say in New York, forget about it. In other words, when you forget about it, you apply denial. So you can be at this point in the year, you're in a rut, you're stuck, you keep getting the same results over and over, and no matter what you do, it does not seem to change. Well, F1, to forget about it, to operate in total denial of the situation. It's like people who hate their jobs going to work day after day and then acting as if nothing is wrong. And so if you forget about it, you definitely won't get out of that rut. You'll stay. And I guess the bad news about a rut is if you keep plowing in that rut, it really becomes a deep, 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 and I hate to say the word, but if you stay in a rut long enough, it can become a grave. So you can forget about it. The next thing you can do, you can fight it. And you fight it by actually making excuses. You recognize that the rut is there, but you want to make excuses. You want to claim that the rut is there because of somebody else's activity, and that somebody else is the reason for your being in this rut. And so as long as you think that somebody else did it, you can't fix it. The third way that we face that rut is to flee it. And many of you who've been in a rut, I know I've been in ruts, I've seen my friends in ruts, where whatever the situation, it's like when there's something wrong, when there's a mindset, when there's a thought, that you have that makes you compatible with the workplace. And so it seems like every job you get there and you go to a certain point and then you're out of there. You know, whatever it is, either you get fired or you quit or you do something. And so when you flee the rut, once again, you don't get out of it. You just go into another division of the rut. But what we'll be talking about tomorrow is the only way to get out of the rut that you're in right now. And if you're not in a rut, hallelujah, hey, go listen to somebody else. But for those of us who are in a rut, who right now feel like we're stuck and things are not going the way we want them to go, when you face it, when you face the rut that you're in, and then recognize that rut as a great blessing, as an opportunity for growth. The rut wouldn't be there if you didn't need to grow through it. Did you hear what I said? The rut wouldn't be there if you didn't need to grow through it. So tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., Saturday morning, Millionaire Mentorship Call number 327, Getting Out of a Rut. We're going to be talking about the things that you can do to face up to that rut so that you can then climb out of there, drive out of there, jump out of there, and do whatever is necessary to get out of that rut so that you can take your rightful place in the sky so that you can fly. This is Dr. Herbert Harris. Join us tomorrow morning on Facebook Live at facebook.com/Dr. Success Man. Also, the number on the link here on our post, that's our conference line. So call in right after the broadcast, and then you can participate in the discussion that goes on. Anyway, folks, Dr. Herbert Harris, see you in the morning, always knowing that the best is yet to come.